Hello, Dankey Kang gang. It's Comrade Dankey here. And in my series on bad progressives, I've talked about many people. I've talked about David Pakman a whole lot. I've also talked about Jimmy Dore. And I've talked about Bill Maher, but he's coming off as so just unseemingly liberal that I don't even know if I could put him under the progressive moniker. But I mean, as we see with a lot of these so-called progressives, they are in fact very, very liberal. And so this is the Young Turks channel which has 4 million subs, and we are going to see how they define socialism.
The Republicans think that calling things socialist is going to work. And they're so cocky and confident about that. Oh, we're not going to have socialism in America. I think they're in for a rude awakening. It's a trap. So
We can agree with them on that. They are in for a rude awakening.
come closer, come here, right? Because at some point, we're going to have a national conversation about what does socialism mean. It's actually stunning that it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it really is stunning.
And I blame, of course, everyone in the media because they just keep using the word without ever defining it. Do you mean Venezuela or do you mean Norway? What do you mean socialist, right? And so it's absolutely journalistic malpractice not to define it. But
I agree. I agree with you, Jink. Let's define socialism together so we can just clear this up once and for all.
I also partly blame Bernie Sanders and some of the other folks who call themselves democratic socialists.
I do too, because the term democratic socialist isn't at all what they are. They're social democrats. And I can see how that's confusing for people who don't know. But for anybody that does like 10 seconds worth of research, it's obvious that a socialist and a social democrat are not the same things, ladies and gentlemen. Social democrats are capitalists. Socialists are not. You know, pretty big difference there. And so for Bernie to go around calling himself a democratic socialist, I think he has good intentions on this. I think he's trying to clean up the term socialism in American politics and make it a credible term that you're allowed to say without just being branded just an enemy of the state. And so, I think he's doing a good job on that, but I think he's also doing the typical social democratic strategy of using socialist words and socialist sounding language to trick people. And so I don't really like that whole aspect about it. So, but I am glad that Jinx is seeming to call out Bernie Sanders on his use of the term democratic socialism. He really should clarify that he is a social democrat.
You got to get out there and tell people what you mean. So, but look, there's still plenty of time, and there's a long time between now and the election, and we're gonna have that national conversation. And when people find out that what it means is you get health care and you don't have to pay premiums, and your wages go up, and you get maternity care.
Oh, Jink.
They're gonna be like, well, that's socialism. And by the way, the cops, the fire department, and the military are all part of socialism. The government runs those programs. That's what socialism is. So it's in reality, of course, a mixed economy. We have one, Norway has one, etc. Right? Yeah. But when you have that conversation, people are gonna go,
all right, Jink, like, do you even know what you're talking about? You say that socialism is having like free healthcare and when the government runs things. But by that extension, the US military is a socialist organization, Jink. I mean, come on, are you really that dense? Are you being deliberately stupid, Jink? I have to ask this question of all these progressives. Like, are you being deliberately fucking stupid about this, or do you really not know? Are you really that clueless that you think that the U.S. military is a socialist organization. You think the CIA is a socialist organization. This is the most liberal bullshit I have ever heard in my whole fucking life. But then he kind of contradicts himself right after that by saying in reality it's a mixed economy. Well, if it's socialist, then it can't be a mixed economy, Cenk, by definition. Once again, these liberals go around saying socialism, socialism, socialism. They don't even know what the fuck socialism is. And this is a channel that has 4 million subscribers.
That sounds pretty good, right? So, Mitch McConnell, come and see. Like what you see? Click the subscribe button.
All right, I don't like what I see, not in this case. But I'm not going to cherry pick you. I'm going to look up more videos that you've done about socialism and see what you guys have got to say. But so far, not impressed, dog. Dude, socialism is not when the government does stuff, okay? Because if the government's a capitalist government, then obviously it's not socialism. Socialism is when the proletariat controls the means of production. And dictatorship of the proletariat is a society which the proletariat have established a state control.
Below, and don't forget to ring the bell.
Alright, so all that being said, this is the Young Turks liberals' take on socialism. I guess part 1, because we'll probably have multiple parts from these good folk.